Horror fans, brace yourselves. A terrifying tale is leaping from the pages of comics straight into your living rooms and theaters. You know that feeling when a story grips you so tightly it feels like the monsters are real? That's exactly what Something is Killing the Children does. And now it's set to haunt screens in a massive Blumhouse deal that promises both a blockbuster movie and a chilling TV series. But here's where it gets controversial. Is turning this edgy, adult-oriented horror comic into mainstream entertainment a genius move or a risky gamble that might tame its raw edge? Blumhouse, the powerhouse behind spine-tingling hits like The Black Phone 2 and the upcoming Five Nights at Freddy's 2, has just clinched the rights to this beloved Boom Studios comic in a fierce bidding battle involving multiple studios. Created by the talented James Tynion IV and illustrated by Werther Dell'Edera, the series debuted in 2019 and quickly caught Hollywood's eye. It was even in early development as a live-action show elsewhere, but Blumhouse saw bigger potential, developing it simultaneously as a live-action feature film and an adult animated television series. And get this, James Tynion himself will be guiding the TV version, ensuring that unique vision stays true. The competition was intense, with Lionsgate and Netflix both circling the prize. Netflix's interest added a layer of irony because the comic was previously in development there as a series. They pulled back in late 2024 after deep dives with directors like Mike Flanagan, think The Haunting of Hill House, and the duo behind the mind-bending Dark, Baron Boadar and Jontje Fries. This time around, Netflix's film division was eager to jump in. But Blumhouse won out by aggressively pursuing a world where kids can spot lurking monsters that adults are blind to. What fueled the frenzy? The massive success of Weapons, Zach Cregger's summer horror smash, proving there's a hungry audience for these kinds of creepy concepts. For the live-action movie, Blumhouse will handle production, with their own Sean Sutton and Ryan Turek as executive producers. Stephen Christie and Tynion will produce on behalf of Boom Studios, now part of Penguin Random House. Adam Yolen and Metin Norkier will also executive produce, and Dell'Edera will co-produce. As for the animated series, Tynion takes the lead as executive producer, with Dell'Edera co-executive producing. Christie will oversee for Boo, and Yolen and Norkier will co-executive produce there too. Let's dive into the story to understand why this comic is such a big deal, especially for newcomers to the genre. The first arc centers on a small town terrorized by child-devouring monsters, where a teenage survivor recounts horrors that grown-ups dismiss as tall tales. Then enters Erica Slaughter, an enigmatic young woman who chats with her stuffed animal and isn't afraid to confront these beasts head-on. As the series unfolds, it unveils a secret society of monster hunters entangled in dark conspiracies and power struggles. Imagine a mix of personal vendettas and shadowy organizations. It's like if Stranger Things met the gritty underworld of Hellboy, but with a focus on primal childhood fears that resonate long after you've put the book down. Blumhouse's Jason Blum summed it up perfectly in a statement. It's easy to see why audiences and critics alike have praised Something is Killing the Children. James and Werther's comic book series taps into our most primal fears, luring us into a fascinating world and introducing Erica Slaughter, the ass-kicking hero we all wish we had to fight the monsters that lurk in the dark. Since its launch in September 2019, the comic has carved out a massive niche, becoming the top horror comic since The Walking Dead and the leading indie title since Saga. The debut issue alone has shifted over 175,000 copies across reprints, and the series has racked up more than 5 million sales total, a rarity in today's publishing scene that even rivals the big leagues at Marvel and DC. There's even a spin-off, House of Slaughter, penned by Tynion, that's flying off shelves. With Boom! Studios now under Penguin Random House since 2024, they've pledged a 100-issue run, locking in its place on comic racks for at least another decade. Critics have been equally smitten with an Eisner Award nomination for Best New Series in 2020 and a win for Best Series in 2022. Tynion snagged 3 straight Eisners for his writing, a record matched only by legendary Alan Moore. The comic also grabbed a Harvey Award for Book of the Year and a Ringo Award for Best Series. Tynion's gone on to write other horror hits and even start his own media company, Tiny Onion. Tynion himself reflected on the win. Something is Killing the Children is the comic book that changed my life and career forever. Finding a partner who understood the potential of Erica Slaughter and the world Werther Dell'Edera and I have built was crucial. Nobody understands horror better than Blumhouse, and I can't wait for the world to see what we all have planned together. And this is the part most people miss. While some might argue that adapting a horror comic risks diluting its adult themes, others see it as a way to bring fresh, boundary-pushing stories to wider audiences. Do you think Blumhouse can capture the comic's gritty essence in a movie and series? Or will it soften the scares for mass appeal? Should we worry about the monsters becoming too family-friendly in the process? Share your thoughts in the comments. Do you agree this is a perfect match? Or is there a controversial angle I'm overlooking?